And that reaction prompted a reaction from several of the Algerian players, including the Asian Champions League's top scorer, Baghdad Bounedjah, who said they might as well play behind closed doors if they're going to get this sort of reception they got in that 3-2 defeat against Cape Verde. A frustrated footballing nation and a proud one. And will miss out on Russia 2018. Their manager back for another stint, a familiar face not just to Algerians but to the Portuguese as well. Mustafa Majer spent nearly 2 decades as an Algerian international, but also a Porto star in the Portuguese league back in the late 80s when he won 3 domestic titles in the Portuguese Liga. And here come the 2 sets of starters. The head official for this one is a 39-year-old from Sheffield, England, Craig Pawson, in his 4th year as a FIFA international referee. And pause for the national anthems of Algeria and Portugal.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Algeria. Senhoras e senhores, suficientemente agora aqui a sinal dos pais somente evolutivos, começando o gol da Algéria. Senhoras e senhores, a Federação Portuguesa de Futebol vai agora entregar um prémio muito, mas muito especial. É a entrega da placa a Fernando Santos pelos seus 50 jogos como selecionador nacional.
The ovation for Fernando Santos, 50 games in charge of the Portuguese national team, a record of 32 wins. 9 defeats and 9 draws. Winning percentage over 60%. It is among the best in his career. Now the Portuguese national anthem. stage is set for what should be a thriller of an international friendly. Portugal and Algeria. Two sides happy to have the ball. Two sides that look to put on a show today in Lisbon. Just days ahead of the World Cup. Algeria with a point to prove, having missed out on the World Cup. May need a positive performance to change the mood around Algerian football, at least around the national team. While Portugal looking for a big send-off in winning ways as they head toward the big dance in Russia. A look at the starting 11, and we'll start with the home side as Fernando Santos makes 4 changes from the scoreless draw with Belgium last week. Rui Patricio returns in goal, replacing Beto. Bruno Alves slots into central defense, replacing Jose Font. Bruno Fernandes gets the nod in place of João Mario, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo earning his 150th cap as he replaces Gelson Martinez.
Expected to be more of a 4-2-3-1 with Guedes drifting off to the left-hand side, just like he did all season with Valencia, cutting in on his favored right foot where he can score some sensational goals.
The officiating crew led by Craig Pawson. Ian Hussein and Lee Betts will run the lines. Yassine Brahimi captains Algeria. None other than the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner Cristiano Ronaldo wears the armband for Portugal. Meanwhile, Magia makes 5 changes from last week's loss to Cape Verde. Abdelkader Salih replaces Fauzi Chauchi in goal. From a back 4 to a back 5 with Karl Medjani slotting into the center back trio, replacing Farouk Shafi. Mukhtar Ben Moussa steps in at left wing back. He replaces Al Arabi Sudani. Zinedine Farhat moves into from center midfield to the right wing, sending Mukhtar Belkiter to the bench. As Salim Bukinshush slots into center midfield, and Islam Slimani gets to start up front in place of Baghdad Bunaja.
A lot of technique, a lot of pace in those wide positions for Algeria. They'll sit back defensively and watch out for them to be a danger on set pieces through the heading ability of Islam Slimani, although he is coming off a poor season with both Leicester and Newcastle. Only 1 goal all campaign.
The ball rolls in Lisbon. Portugal on the road to their 5th consecutive World Cup finals and playing their final friendly against Algeria 8 days before things get real against Spain in Sochi. Portugal in their own reds. And as Bernardo Silva draws the foul in a dangerous free kick right off the bat just outside of the area, tripped up by Karl Medjani.
And as he did for so many years with Monaco, now for City, cutting inside from that right wing position, ball glued to his feet. He's not the quickest in a straight line, but he has that burst of pace to always be able to find the angle. Incredibly technical player, good vision.
So danger on the way early on for Algeria as Ronaldo measures up. Cristiano Ronaldo tried to sneak it through the wall. It's on the doorstep. And just coming out to meet it, Salih preventing the follow-up corner kick for Portugal.
Ronaldo trying to fool the wall, trying to go underneath, or at least find that gap where the Portuguese player was. Pepe in between the Algerian wall, and Salih doing well, coming out, closing down the angle very quickly.
First corner of the match driven in by Bernardo Silva to the edge of the 6. Farhat's not able to control it, and right back on the front foot come Portugal. Bruno Alves to the back post. Slightly overhit and cleared out of danger by Medjani. Alongside Matteo Bonetti, I'm Andres Cordero. Thanks for joining us for this international friendly on beIN Sports. Just days from the start of the main event in Russia. Bukinshush showing a lot of the ball to William. And it's given away straight to Bruno Alves. 4 across the back for Portugal. Cedric, Pepe, Bruno Alves, and Rafael Guerreiro make up the backline in front of Rui Patricio. Joe Moutinho and William, 2 holding midfielders, with this man Bruno Fernandes just in front. Gonçalo Guedes and Bernardo Silva man the wings, and Cristiano Ronaldo as the forward.
Does seem to be a double pivot so far with William and João Moutinho in front of that back 4, but expect William to sit back a little bit deeper than Moutinho, the Monaco man, who is the traditional metronome in the heart of the midfield.
Switch to the near side by Moutinho, settled by Cristiano. They're skipping past one challenge, dancing past the other, and finds William.
Now, without Andre Silva, don't really have that traditional target man. Ronaldo's certainly not going to sit in a central position and be static. He's going to drift all over the place. So really an unexpected front line. You never know where the run's going to come from.
There's Pepe. William Carvalho. Rafael Guerreiro.
Player that we got to cover when he was in Ligue 1 with Lorient. By then, he was playing as a side midfielder, a left-hand midfielder, more than a left back, and he was so good going forward. An absolute assist machine. Touch.
And he's had a bit of a rest since the World Cup final. The Champions League final, 3 consecutive big-year trophies for Real Madrid and Cristiano.
With all the talk in the media being about his uncertain club future, I'm sure that's the last thing on his mind right now. Portugal fresh off of winning Euro 2016 for the first time ever. Going to this World Cup in Russia and have to be considered one of the top nations there.
Well, since wrapping up their World Cup qualification back in October, Portugal with 2 wins from their 6 friendlies. Rafael left it there for Cristiano, recovers well. It's Ronaldo. And just poked free into the path of Riyad Mahrez. Slow to make up his mind, Mahrez. João Moutinho made it up for him.
With Ronaldo drifting to the left wing, seems like Bruno Fernandes just pushing up higher, almost acting as a makeshift striker.
Bit of a different look today for Algeria. More on that in a moment. Here comes Cristiano in Portugal. William. Moutinho. Cedric. The pressure from the captain, Brahimi. So Moutinho finds a release valve in Bruno Alves.
5 minutes in, have Algeria even gotten a touch? Playing game of keep away right now. Portugal holding on to possession so well, resetting when there's no option down the pitch.
Moutinho in traffic, leans on William. Rafael. Bit of space here for Bruno Fernandes, who's moved to the wing. Now João Moutinho marauding forward. Chip to the heart of the area. Not able to convert Portugal.
Bit of uncertainty there from the goalkeeper, Sali. Thought about coming out, and then he backtracked, put the brakes on, but could have been too late had that header actually been whipped to his near post.
It was Gonzalo Guedes who made the run. Valencia man on loan from Paris Saint-Germain. And putting the pressure now, Guedes to try and win it back off of Bentaleb. And he's done so. It's Guedes. Cristiano on his left. Ronaldo fires just wide. Second shot from Cristiano.
Credit the pressure, Andres. Winning the ball back, leads to a short field. Bentaleb, that first touch, has no time to even make up his mind. Where's he going to go next? He has Guedes draped all over him. What a start for Portugal in these opening few minutes. And Ronaldo from distance. What a season he's had. 26 goals in La Liga, which might even be a down year for him domestically, but when you look at the 15 goals he scored in the Champions League, 3 Champions League victories in a row.
Mentioned a bit of a different look for Algeria, with 3 center backs in the lineup. Bensebaini, Mandi, and Midjani. Zinedine Ferhat, who started the match as a center midfielder in that defeat against Cape Verde, slots in at the right wing-back position today, opposite Mukhtar Ben Moussa. Here's Brahimi. Ben Moussa. Brahimi under pressure from João Moutinho, and he draws the foul. Free kick for Algeria. As mentioned, Portugal headed to their 7th World Cup finals, their 5th in a row. It's the semi-finals in their first ever appearance back at England 1966. They were knocked out by the host nation and eventual winners, and had to wait 20 years to return to Mexico 86, followed by a 16-year wait for South Korea, Japan 2002. And they've been to every World Cup since. So he's won back by Bukan Shush. Under pressure now, Riyad Mahrez.
It's incredible for our younger audience as well I think that, as you mentioned, between 1970 and 1998, only that one appearance in the World Cup for Portugal. It's a different time now.
And these 5 in a row include, of course, the run to the semifinals in Germany 2006, where they lost 1-0 to the eventual runners-up France on a Zinedine Zidane penalty. Zidane now managing Cristiano at Real Madrid. Brahimi.
Algeria in this back 5, one of the big things Majed is trying to work on is defensive solidity, and Issa Mandi, the one that's spearheading that defense, the central part. He's been playing in the back 5 with Real Betis at club level.
Ben Taleb.
So at the club level, he has a certain Marc Bartra alongside him.
In fact, it was because of Bartra that Mandi started playing in a back 3. Or back 5 if you prefer.
From a Real Betis lesson more than a friendly. Who doesn't want that?
We'll build out of the back through Pepe. Here's Cedric. William. Driven forward, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo. That's a bad giveaway to Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo at the edge of the box. Ronaldo into the area on his left. Ronaldo! And it won't count. The offside flag is up.
Such a considerate ball, though, from Bruno Fernandes. The defender trying to force him to the outside. Right foot, left foot, it doesn't matter. Was he offside? It looked to be just in line. I believe that was Mandi who was trying to step back. It was so close. What a finish, though. Some target practice for Ronaldo, and he makes no mistake on what's supposed to be his weaker left foot. By the way, Bruno Fernandes, Andres, 7.2 million euros spent for him. What a signing he's been for Sporting. 11 goals last season, coming over from Sampdoria.
And one of the youngsters to keep an eye on at the 2018 World Cup, just 23 years old. This is only his 5th international cap.
I remember watching Fernandes with Udinese as a teenager, and you could see that he just had that moment of unexpected magic in his boots, whether it was a long-distance missile or an act of genius in picking out a teammate.
Well, Portugal with a couple of wins from the 6 friendlies since they wrapped up their World Cup qualifiers. They beat Saudi Arabia and drew 1-1 against the United States back in November. Then beat Egypt and lost to the Netherlands in March. And most recently, back-to-back draws against Tunisia and scoreless against Belgium last week. But they were stellar in World Cup qualifying, winning 9 of 10 games. They lost the first against Switzerland and won 9 in a row. Here's Bernardo Silva. It's a good switch to the near side where he's found Rafael. Crossed in toward the penalty spot, knotted away, defended well by Algeria. Pepe. Moutinho. Cedric out wide. Played down the line for Cristiano Ronaldo. Goes down quickly by Benzibaini. Crossed in toward the heart of the box. It's an uncomfortable header for Bruno Fernandes.
Well, it's just slightly behind Fernandes, but again, the goalkeeper thinks about coming out, and then he changes his mind midway through the run. What a ball in from Cedric. Just an inch or two too high for Fernandes. He had to lean back to get any contact on it. And again, Fernandes streaking down the middle from his midfield position. Almost as that makeshift striker.
Getting straight back to Pepe. And Patricio. Cedric. And they'll let João Moutinho pull the strings. Cristiano. Ronaldo turns in front of Brahimi. Moutinho. Overloaded right side as they try and draw the Algerian defenders in that direction. Cristiano with his back to goal. Bernardo Silva skipping past the challenge, driven into the box, looking for Ronaldo. Moutinho. Another promising attack here from Portugal. William Carvalho. Rafael. Fernandes tried to turn. Found Ferrat. marking him closely. It's a corner kick for Portugal.
Well, if this is any preview of what we'll see from Portugal in the World Cup, and watch out, trying to hold on to the ball. The defensive line is even past the halfway line, trying to maintain possession in Algeria's half at all times, and the way that they're just slinking the ball back and forth, it's been brilliant to watch.
It's a little early for the wave. It's still 0-0. Rid of a quarter of an hour. Here's Moutinho to deliver the corner. Includes short with Bernardo Silva. Moutinho, all kinds of space, crossed into the box. Cedric. William. Scooped to the outside of the foot for Gonzalo Guedes. Guedes with a dangerous cross to the heart of the box. It's a crowded box with the 3 center backs for Algeria. Rafael.
It's interesting to see Gonzalo Guedes in a different system than what he plays at a club level, where it's more defensive, more counter-attacking with Valencia, where he has a lot of space to run at defenders. He's going to have to work better in short spaces here.
Reset to William Carvalho. Brazil 2014 proved to be a bit of a disappointment for Portugal. Finished third in Group G behind Germany and the United States. It lost 4-0 to Germany in the opener. Drew with the U.S. on that 95th minute equalizer by Varela off of Cristiano's cross to split the points, and then beat Ghana. But after finishing level on points with the U.S., crashing out on the goal difference. And Pepe wanted a penalty. He's not going to get one. Cleaned up by William Carvalho. Moutinho. Fernandez, lovely back heel. It's Guedes who receives. Cedric did well to recover. A harmless cross into the hands of Salih. Qualifying for the World Cup, of course, went much better for Portugal, finishing top of Group B ahead of Switzerland on goal difference. After, as mentioned, losing that opening game to the Swiss 2-0 in Basel, they won the remaining 9 with 32 goals for and 2 against. Elected here by Brahimi. Slimani. Squeaking into the area. Looking Shush. And Patricio is there to intercept.
First time we've seen Algeria venture into the final third. Haven't been able to hold on to the ball. Haven't been able to really build up much of anything against this high pressure of Portugal. That wonderful possession game. And Patricio, considered one of the top goalkeepers, and he's been a lifelong player at Sporting, but finally moving on at the age of 30. 467 apps with Sporting in the Portuguese league. Rui Patricio.
William Carvalho. Bit of a risky pass to Cristiano, but he smartly gave it back with his back to goal. William, more direct approach this time, looking to find Gonzalo Guedes in the area. It's Guedes with the opener. Lightning quick from Portugal. Bernardo Silva picks out Gonzalo Guedes, and it's 1-0 to the good at home for Portugal.
We were just talking about it. Where's Guedes at his best? When the play is direct, when it's quick. Finally had a little bit of space to run into. That ball, though, out from the back. Headed down perfectly by Bernardo. That's how you get the best out of Guedes. You play the ball in front of him, he'll beat anyone on the pitch in a foot race. The finish is wonderful. But just like that, Portugal show that they're not just going to build up slowly, they can be direct. Lovely ball from William Carvalho. And that's not exactly the role you see mostly from Bernardo. Almost playing as a target man, redirecting the ball perfectly into stride for Guedes. It's brilliant from Portugal. What a start.
Second international goal on his 9th cap for the 21-year-old Gonzalo Guedes. And Portugal have been knocking on the door. They've just kicked it down.
So that's exactly it, Andres. They can play in so many different ways. They can do the slow build-up play. They can be quick. When they have players like Guedes, who will be one of the quickest in the World Cup, they can stretch a defense the second that they start creeping up the pitch. So many ways they can hurt you.
Offside flag comes up against Islam Slimani.
Credit to Marcelino, the Valencia boss, for getting the best out of Guedes. He hardly got any time with Paris Saint-Germain. He joined Valencia, and one of the main reasons why they were able to finish in the top 4. 5 goals, 9 assists.
Fernandez disguised the ball forward for Cristiano. Options at the back post. Ronaldo went for it himself and just wide of the target.
Well, he did have Guedes right alongside him, begging for the ball. Was he onside? Another great ball by Bruno Fernandes, and picking out that Algerian defense. And had he squared it back, Guedes had a step on his marker, but Ronaldo always had eyes for goal. From that position, didn't even try going to cross goal. He tried to pick out that top corner at the near post with power.
And Ronaldo felt that Sally got a touch on it, and it's given as a goal kick.
I'm so impressed by Bruno Fernandes. Only his 6th cap for his nation. And it looks like he's been playing there for ages.
Bruno Alves to the near side for Rafael. That's one way to release Cedric down the wing. Lovely downhill football from Portugal. Chip to the near side. Guedes. The side volley. Here's Pepe. And Pepe under pressure, draws the contact and takes the foul.
Couldn't think of a more frustrating, disappointing first 20 minutes for Algeria. No identity as it stands. The only identity has been chasing shadows of Portuguese players, running rings on this northern African side.
William. Put Bruno Fernandes in a bad spot, but Fernandes reacted well. Near side for Rafael Guerreiro. Sliding in to deny him. Zinedine Ferrat. Carmigiani playing just ahead of the 2 other center backs, Baini and Mandi. He slots back to intercept, and he's taking it off of Cedric. The offside flag came up.
Interesting that Guedes has been playing on the right wing, where he's much more of a crosser than a player who normally cuts in and goes for goal.
More direct approach now from Algeria to find Slimani.
It's more like a need to reset, just slow down the pace, trying to build up something. They have the talent to do so in Algeria. And can't get away.
Through and given away in a bad spot. It's Guedes. Now Cristiano on his right. Slotted through for Bruno Fernandes.
Second time that Bentaleb's been dispossessed in his own final third.
William. Gets it back from John Moutinho. Rafael. William Carvalho. Didn't put quite enough on it. It's intercepted. The fullback Ben Musa. Portugal quickly right back in possession. Now Cedric. Ronaldo. Moutinho. Back out to Cedric. Closed down by Brahimi. Driven in for Cristiano and just slightly overhit. Into the arms of Salih.
When the fullbacks do get forward, Ronaldo will move inside, and he's one of the best, if not the best, aerial presence in the game today. And time again, they're trying to play the high ball off to him.
It's a nice turn by Brahimi. Leans back on Pukinshush. Samandi. Slimani dropping a bit deeper to get a touch. Najani.
Slimani, another player that's been so prolific in the Portuguese league. He had that 27-goal season with Sporting. And that prompted that €30 million move.
Through ball by Mahrez, won't reach Slimani. Quick reaction from Pepe to intercept for Portugal.
Maybe not how you get the best of Slimani, not the player that's going to make the run off the shoulder of the defense. Much better as that prototypical target man, holding down the ball, heading it in.
Now it's Algeria who intercept, trying to break on the counter, and it's cleaned up by João Moutinho as he wins it back for the Portuguese. Moutinho. Cristiano starting from the wide area. Ronaldo drives the cross into the box. It's intended for Fernandes on the other side. Check that, Cedric, who's the man waiting for the cross. Played in 2 World Cups for Algeria, Spain and Mexico, 82 and 86. When he retired with the all-time lead in goals for the Algerian national team. It's no longer the case as Brahimi slips. That's a microcosm of the game so far for the Algerians. We had Mahrez, 2016 African Footballer of the Year, after winning the Premier League. Fairy tale story with Leicester City. Brahimi. And Musa. Lacking a bit of connectivity on this Algerian side as they tried to play the ball out from the back.
We've seen the tougher edge of João Moutinho, has won the ball back already several times, which has led to a short pitch for Portugal. And always dropping back right alongside Willian when they're on the defensive end. And it's only when Portugal have the ball that Moutinho will push up a little bit higher. And Willian will drop back in between the 2 center backs.
Rafael leaves it for Cristiano. Willian. It all feels a bit comfortable on the ball for Portugal. A ton of pressure from the Algerians. Moutinho. Fernandes. I think Bernardo Silva who finds his former Monaco teammate. Bruno Alves. Good movement from Cristiano Ronaldo. The poor pass. Slimani. He skips over the challenge from William Carvalho, but he does draw the foul. As Algeria get a free kick. 25 minutes gone, a 1-0 lead for the Portuguese with the second international goal from the Valencia man, Gonçalo Guedes. Algeria yet to fire off a shot. Portugal have put 2 of their 5 on target. William. Pepe. Ronaldo's movement draws the defense. He tried to pick out Bruno Fernandes. Mahrez. Ferrat played forward for Mahrez. Bruno Alves quick to get there. Puts out the fire on the Algerian counterattack. Ferrat. Ben Musa. Ben Taleb. That's Brahimi under pressure. Brahimi dispossessed, but a foul. And award a free kick to Algeria. And Ricardo Quaresma and company on the bench for Portugal, waiting their turn. João Mario, as well as Andre Silva, Capilova. Stadium mates, if not club mates.
Joseph Martins, a lot of pace on the bench, a lot of technique, and a lot of experience defensively as well. There's Lafont waiting in the wings, maybe the youngster Diash as the center back partner to Pepe.
There's Ben Taleb. The passing just hasn't been there from Very talented crop of players. Bentaleb, Mahrez, Brahimi. Just disjointed.
Yeah, it's Bentaleb that just seems a step slow with his decision-making. When he gets the ball in front of the defense, hasn't been able to make up his mind. He's not playing one-touch football. He's holding it on, and the second he takes that extra touch, suddenly he's swarmed by a Portuguese player. We just haven't seen any connectivity so far from Algeria.
Brahimi's moved over to the near side and create something for the Algerians. Bentaleb. Mahrez.
Season for Mahrez, 12 goals on the campaign for Leicester. Didn't hit the heights that he did in the title-winning season where he scored 17 and really took the world over. Coming over from the French second division, an incredible signing from Le Havre. Certainly got their money's worth.
Now starting to find their passes, Algeria. Much better. Barat on the near side. Crossed in for Slimani. And the other side to Ben Moussa. A little too much on it, barely lands in the field of play, but it's chased down by Ferrat. Algeria win a throw.
That's how you feed the big man Slimani. That's where he does his best work, when you provide that constant, steady stream of crosses into the box. Slightly overhit from Zinedine Ferrat, who finally had a chance to get forward down that right side. 25-year-old who plays for Le Havre, the former club of Mahrez. Nearly made promotion to Ligue 1 as well this season.
Former club of Bob Bradley. Mahrez switches play. Ben Moussa. Shush. Links up with Bentaleb. Brahimi. You can sense Algeria is starting to grow into this. Mahrez on the wing. It's Mahrez against Rafael Guerreiro. Still Mahrez to the edge of the box and blocked by Bruno Alves.
Well, getting Mahrez and Brahimi on the same flank is certainly going to help out in creating something, and it was those two that combined. That's the usual trickery you see from Mahrez. He's so good in those one-on-one situations. Defender anticipating Mahrez would cross in with his left. He cut it back inside, maybe surprising Rafael Guerreiro.
Rafael whistled for the foul, so Mahrez now ready to deliver. Mahrez driven to the near post. Coutinho quick to react. Bentaleb. Poor first touch on the Schalke midfielder. And he had to reset all the way back to Salih. Mahrez wins it in the air against Rafael Guerreiro. It's Pepe who arrives ahead of Slimani. Algeria still without a shot. We've played 30 minutes. Portugal 1, Algeria 0. Coutinho under pressure. A little too much pressure as the foul whistled against Bukanshush. Goes straight through the Monaco man to get the ball. Mentioned just the one win. They beat Tanzania 7-0 in the second leg of that two-legged World Cup qualifier after they'd drawn 2-2 in the first leg away from home. And on the finish, bottom of Group B. Cristiano leaves it. Bruno Fernandes back toward Ronaldo and intercepted by Mandi. Algeria finished last in Group B behind Nigeria, Zambia, and Cameroon. They picked up just 1 point on the pitch. And that was from a group stage draw against Cameroon. Also drew 1-1 at home against Nigeria, but they were awarded 3 points as Nigeria flew an ineligible player. And so that was the whole of the 4 points they picked up in that group. Rafael Guerreiro. Crossed in near post, sliding in. Caught a no man's land, the goalkeeper Sally, but he pounces on the loose ball.
Not sure what that gaping hole was there at the near post. The goalkeeper didn't seem to be in the right positions. That ball was swung in. Didn't really attack it. Had there been a touch from Guedes, would have been able to steer it on goal. Seemed like Abel Kadir Sally was a bit too central there and didn't move to the near post.
Look out, it's Cristiano. Flag is up. Well, including the goalkeeper, there were 3 Algerians around Gonzalo Guedes, and somehow it was still Guedes' ball to win.
So close again. Been 2 offside calls that have looked to be just in line. That time Salih making his mind up quickly, rushing out.
Here we come again, Portugal. John Moutinho. Crossed into the area, plucked out of the air by Salih. Well, it was a light drizzle, but it has picked up. Temperature in the low to mid 60s in Lisbon. It has been a rainy day in Portugal. Here's Rafael. William. Moutinho. Wide for Cedric. They thought about playing long, found the safer pass to John Moutinho. Slotted through for Cristiano Ronaldo. Tried to turn, but Johnny doing just enough to poke it free. On the ball from Rafael Guerreiro, really able to find Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes some pressure here. Stays in play. And it's intercepted by João Moutinho. William. Fernandes with his back to goal. Quick feet as he finds Rafael.
Really helped with the defensive work. Anthony Moutinho now interchanging with William. He's cut out so many of the passing lanes. He's helping apply the pressure. Those two have been an absolute wall in front of the 4-man defense.
Bernardo Silva. Moutinho. And the 2 former Monaco teammates linking up. Ligue 1 champions in the Principality. And Bernardo Silva was snatched up by Manchester City. Gonzalo Guedes. Moutinho. William Carvalho scooped into the area, a little long for Cristiano, who was marked closely.
It's a good idea from William. Something I like about him today is he's taking chances. When the big man gets the ball, he's looking downfield, he's trying to play the ball over the top. Portugal can be direct, they can build up slowly. And William trying to show off a bit more of his creative side, the big holding midfielder. Was the one that played the ball to Silva, who nodded it down for Guedes' lone goal.
So 10 minutes left to play in the opening half. Portugal found the breakthrough after 13 minutes to Gonzalo Guedes with a brilliant pass from deep in midfield by William Carvalho to unlock the Algerian defense. For Algeria, there aren't 3 center backs on the pitch, but it is very much a 4-man backline with Parmigiani playing as a defensive midfielder. To roll across his body and showed too much of the ball to Cedric. Bruno Alves. Moutinho. And Carvalho leaves it. Near side is Rafael Guerreiro. And he's putting it into space for Cristiano, who has 2 options in the area. Ronaldo's early cross! And what a finish for Bruno Fernandes to double the lead. It's Portugal 2, Algeria 0.
Seen this all game long. Ronaldo drifts out wide. Bruno Fernandes streaks down the middle. And the delivery from Ronaldo, reminding you of his early days in his career. It's a beautiful cross whipped into that near post, and Fernandes, like he's been doing all game, streaking forward almost as a makeshift striker, and he's rewarded with his goal. He's been brilliant the last 12 months, the 23-year-old Fernandes.
It's a first international goal for Bruno Fernandes on his 5th cap for Portugal, courtesy of Cristiano Ronaldo.
And the ball to him, Ronaldo has the step on his marker, Zinedine Ferrat, and in between two defenders. Again, the goalkeeper doesn't come out to meet it. And it's whipped in with a lot of pace. It doesn't give the goalkeeper or the defenders a lot of time to adjust on that ball. The delivery is as good a cross as you could possibly whip in. Final touch applied by Fernandes.
Guedes and Fernandes on the board, assisted by Silva and Ronaldo. 2-0 to Portugal, late stages of the opening half. Is there a response from Algeria? It's given away again by Brahimi. Cristiano. It's Bernardo Silva in the box. Bending away from goal, nearly making it 3.
Really is a party atmosphere here with the way that Portugal are playing. Again, they win the ball back, and it leads to a short field. Algeria making it easy for Portugal, the way that they've been sloppy, building out from their own defense.
That was Bensebaini who committed the foul, but it's advantage given. Bernardo Silva might have just rushed his shot.
Didn't have a lot of time to take it. The defender was closing him down.
It's good refereeing from Craig Pawson, who allowed play to continue and then issued the yellow card for Rami Bensebaini. Become a regular starter for Rennes in Ligue 1.
A very impressive run as well. Finished top 5 in Ligue 1.
First the wave and now paper airplanes. The fans finding ways to entertain themselves in Lisbon.
Well, they don't need to find any ways. All they have to do is look on the field, get off their phones.
Musa puts it back in play. Brahimi. This is Medjani. Well, it's an interesting experiment from Majer to use one of his center backs, the very experienced Karl Medjani, making his 61st international appearance for Algeria as a defensive midfielder today.
A player that we've seen on our network, played in La Liga. I think the idea is just to give a bit more balance to the midfield and shift back the equilibrium in favor of Algeria. As right now they're just getting bossed in that midfield by Portugal. Their quick, slick passing displays.
It's not a totally unfamiliar role to the 33-year-old Medjani. Played it on occasion with Leganes, and he's done so a handful of times in Turkish football for Trabzonspor and Sivasspor. But naturally, center back. There's Bruno Alves. William. Fernandes gets it back to William. Cristiano couldn't settle. And he's going to fight for every 50-50, Pepe. And Sebaini. Mandi. Taleb. There's Bentaleb. Mandi. Leave it for Ferhat. They struggle to play the ball out of the back, out of their own half for Algeria.
And look at how deep
Mahrez could find the answer.
And both Mahrez and Brahimi having to drop into their own half to get on the ball, help out the struggling midfield and defense.
And Musa back for Bentaleb. Bukinshush. Ferhat. Slowly inching their way forward. Here's Bukinshush. Brahimi now on the near side.
Much better.
Combination with Riyad Mahrez. That releases Brahimi on his left. Slimani with his back to goal. Brahimi goes for goal, deflected on its way through, and a corner kick for Algeria. The first shot of the match from Algeria.
The most positive spells for Algeria have been when Brahimi and Mahrez come together on the same flank. Both times it's come down this right-hand side. The two best players on the pitch for Algeria working magic. Clever 1-2s. Lovely back heel from Mahrez to release that man Brahimi into the final third.
Brahimi back into the area. Coutinho gets it away, but only as far as Medjani. Here's Ferrat. Riyad Mahrez flicked into the back post. He was looking for the run of Brahimi. Slimani was there as well. Well defended by Bruno Alves, and another Algeria corner.
And just trying to find the header of Slimani, but he's been well marked by two very good physical center backs.
Driven into the edge of the 6. There's Ben Taleb. Mahrez. Ferrat. Early cross near post, and only Bruno Alves there to meet it. Two minutes left in the opening half. It's intercepted by Bernardo Silva on the break now. Silva with Cristiano into space for Gonzalo Guedes. Guedes forced to hit the brakes. It's Ronaldo on his right. And Bruno Fernandes trying to flick it back for Cristiano.
Stunning counterattack. Every single pass. Perfect. 3 touches and they're into the box. So many quick options, so many technical players. Really a joy to watch them break through the second, and now Algeria have had to play a higher line, open up all sorts of spaces.
And there was incidental contact with Guedes loading it up after this collision with Salim Boukenchouch.
It was the right idea from Bruno Fernandes. He saw the defender sliding in, knew he had the option, and Cristiano just behind him. Great awareness here from number 16.
Display of syncopation from Portugal. He knew exactly where the runs were being made and where to deliver.
I wonder now, when you see this formation, where we see Andre Silva from the first minute. Working so well now, this mixture of Ronaldo, Silva, Guedes, Fernandes in the midfield. Either way, the manager Fernando Santos has plenty of options and different looks to throw at his opposition.
Another sloppy giveaway, this time from Ben Musa. And Bernardo Silva not allowed to cross, but does win a corner kick for Portugal. Into first half stoppage time. Portugal 2, Algeria 0. The goal scorers, young goals today for the Portuguese national team. The 21-year-old Guedes and 23-year-old Fernandes. And that'll do for the opening half. Again, Portugal 2, Algeria 0. It's been all Portugal on their big send-off ahead of the World Cup.
It's been stunning from Portugal. Building up slowly in the first 15 minutes. Then when they've gone up a goal, they've shown their more direct nature. They can play quick. They can build up slowly from the back. It's been a wonderful performance.
Well, the fans getting what they wanted to see. So far,